Hello, everyone. My name is Joe Hansen. I am currently a student at NICC, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about myself, how I became a student at NICC, a little bit about my journey there. I'm going to get a little bit into some music stuff, so it's going to be a little fun. I'd like to start talking a little bit about how I became a student at NICC and my journey there. So I waited a little while to go to college. I was a little wild in high school. I had the long hair. I had the bad attitude towards education. I spent most of my teenage years in my early 20s trying to make it as a musician. It wasn't until in last year that I realized I should really start working towards a better future. There's not really too much money in the music industry. So I was terrified. I was terrified that I waited too long to get started. I searched on countless internet message boards, and even though everyone said it was completely normal, I never really felt normal. I felt like I was too old, that I waited way too long to get started. All my friends were getting married, and I was just kind of getting started with my life. But it turns out I was normal. I'll never forget never forget my first day at NICC. It was so exciting. Here I was, a guy in his mid-20s with a newfound passion for learning. In high school, I never really had interest in homework and studying. When I was in class, all I thought about was my drum set and what was on TV that evening. Starting school a little later helped me get the craziness out of my system a little bit. I had a whole new approach at learning and just a whole new perspective in general. It was really great. I never experienced anything like that before. In the past year at NICC, I've learned more about computers than I have my entire life. The cool thing about speaking to strangers is I have the opportunity to completely lie and tell you how cool and hip I am, but I'm not going to do that. The truth is I'm 100% nerd. I love computers. I love learning how they work. I've decided to pursue a career in information technology. NICC offers an associate's in applied science for IT and networking. I thought I had a pretty good grasp on what makes a computer tick, but I was completely wrong. In the past year at NICC, I've learned more about computers than I have in my entire life. Each day is a challenge, and it's fascinating. Computers have become such a huge part of our everyday lives, and it's fun to learn what makes them tick. I've made a lot of friends, and it's fun to solve complex problems with my classmates. I never thought I was cut out for college. I think I pushed it off for so long because I was scared. I didn't think I had what it took to completely complete something. Each day I go into school and I feel like I'm working towards something. And with each test I get back, my confidence grows. It's easy to get caught up in working in retail and living day by day. I love the challenge each day that NICC brings me, and I love the feeling of accomplishment I get from it. But as I said before, I have a huge passion for music, and though I decided to pick a more sustainable career, I haven't given it up completely. I currently play drums in a rock band, and I play a little bit of guitar. And today I'm going to show you a little bit about the guitar and how you can get started to becoming a rock star. So, anyone here who has pretended to play guitar to one of their favorite rock songs, raise your hand. I imagine some of you. I know it's embarrassing to admit, but I'm guilty of it as well. So I would like to talk to you a little bit about starting with a guitar, and before you can even get started, you have to make sure your guitar is in tune. So I have my guitar with me here, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to properly tune a guitar. So I'd like you guys to imagine yourself sitting in front of a piano. Okay, each white key and each blue key represents a note, and those notes are letters. They range from A all the way to G, and then it restarts. So if you imagine yourself hitting one of the white keys and then the black key and then the next white key, that's what each fret on this guitar represents. So for instance, this string here is in standard tuning is supposed to be an E. So this would be the equivalent of hitting an E note on the piano. But I'm not sure if my guitar's in tune. And then each fret is like hitting the black key, the next white key, the black key, just like that. So most songs are played in standard tuning, and that's where you hear most of your favorite rock songs. Like when I first got my guitar, my uncle gave me my guitar for Christmas a long time ago, and I really liked this one Tom Petty song that he learned how to play. It was really easy to play, and that is in standard tuning, so that's how I got to know that. But basically, standard tuning is made up of the 6 different strings in the guitar, and this is what most songs will be in, is E, A, D, G, B, and E. Now my guitars are really out of tune. So I'm going to show you how to get your guitar in tune so you can play your favorite Tom Petty song or whatever song that is. So basically we need a note for reference. So if you have a piano around, or if you have a YouTube video or anything like that that can help you get an E, you want this note to match up with the proper E. Now I use a app on my phone, and they sell tuners in guitar stores too, but I have a app on my phone called Guitar Tuna, which is basically gives you an E note and allows you to tune the first string, which is all we need to get started. So let's go ahead and load her up here. So we got Guitar Tuna. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit E in here. Yeah, so this sounds a little flat. So we're going to get it to match up with the E. Okay, so now that we have the E string is tuned, we can now tune the rest of the strings based off this. So like I said before, the next string up on the guitar is supposed to be in A. So if we follow our little piano thing and we go all the way up to, this is E, so we're going to go all the way up here to the 5th fret, which is going to be A on the top string that we already know is tuned. So that sounds a little flat. The A is not matching up with the A that I'm playing in the E string that I know I tuned correctly before. So we're going to go ahead and turn this peg up. Just a little bit more. Perfect. So that is in tune. Now let's find out now the next corresponding string. Now we got the E and the A string in tune. We know that. So the next one is going to be a D. And then again, we need to find the D, which so happens to be the 5th fret again. In fact, all of these are going to be the 5th fret except for tuning the B string. You'll have the note before it will be on the 4th, but we'll get to that in a little bit here. So we're going to tune the D string now. So we're going to go to the A that we just tuned off the E string we initially did. So that's a little flat. A little flat. Alright, so that sounds pretty good. So now we got the E, the A, and the D string all tuned up. Next is the G. So, just like I said before, the 5th fret on the D string is the G, so we know the next one needs to sound just like that. A little bit flat. Cool. So, now the only one that's not on the 5th fret is the next string. We have to tune the B, and actually the B on the G string that we just tuned is not the 5th fret like all the other ones are. This is the B and the G string is actually the 4th fret. So we're gonna hit that. Yeah, so it's a little flat, man. This thing really got damaged in the move. Cool. And then the last is this bottom one, which is also an E. So some people can do this. They can do the top E and the high E. And so it sounds okay. Let's try the other method that we were learning, the 5th fret on the B string now. Okay, so it's in tune. Now the cool thing about the guitar is you can play chords, which is basically all 6 strings that make up one of those notes on the piano. So the piano you can play like a C chord, which is made up of like C, G, and it's basically a C. So my favorite Tom Petty song is a very easy one. It's my first one I learned how to play, and it's actually a D. So what I'm doing right now is this is the D chord. all different kinds of chords that you can play. There's a G, there's a C, there's a D, there's an A. And the easiest way to learn all this is pick up a guitar book at any local guitar shop or anything like that. They have all the different chords in there. I personally use the internet. But if you don't want to do with any of that, you can go to your local music shop and pick up the basics, and they show you all that. And now the cool thing about knowing how to tune a guitar to standard tuning, which is what most songs are in, is you can play almost every song without having to worry about it. Alright, so that's pretty much it. That's my demonstration on properly tuning your guitar. I look forward to the rest of my career at NICC, and I hope that you guys learned a little bit about tuning a guitar, and hopefully if you're interested, you decide to take it up a little bit for yourself. Thank you for watching. Good night.